Here's the story.
That Essendon
Join the Mad
Jeff,
Dragon.
you bring that up.
That had my mother up
It's
by
for
his
the
side. They
one in the eye on the
were
walk down the lane.
bands, certain nutty obnoxious.
That's just my sponsor.
But for
You can hear me? I'm going back to my laptop.
It's the story of the great Jesse Godfrey with Big T Coco and Mr. Rob. The Jesse's crew, so fierce and passionate, and the red face shine true. Till the one day when
Donnie met young Jesse,
and they
it was much more than a hunt. That this group would form a fiery podcast. That's how we come from Mad Dragon's Punch. Mad Dragon's Punch. Mad Dragon's Punch. That's the way we became the Mad Dragons Punch. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Well, good evening, all, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast. It's our very first Team List Tuesday, well, unofficial one, for our upcoming trial against the Roosters on Sunday at Cogra, kicking off at 7:30 p.m. It is a pretty much a full strength lineup that Shane Flanagan has picked for our first hit out of the season, but there are a few casualties there. And I do welcome all our panelists as well. So we do have Big T, we do have Mick Puff Foster, and we also have Liam, and we will have Coco joining us a little bit later on. She's just running a bit late, but we will have her on at some stage as well. So, yeah, we'll take us through our first team list Tuesday, and the first team list that Shane Flanagan has named for season 2025 is for our first trial against the Roosters on Sunday evening. So Liam, can you take us through the lineup that Shane Flanagan did name this afternoon?
Sure, Jesse. So at fullback, we've got one of the co-captains, Clint Gufferson. On the wings, we've got Sion Finau and Matt Finau, the last Finau brother left in the squad. In the centres, we've got Moses Sully, and another new signing in Fal Holmes. In the halves, we kept Kyle Flanagan. And another new signing for us, coming from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Lachlan Elias. In the front row, we've got Toby Couchman, a new signing, Emre Gula from the Canberra Raiders, late signing to start off the year. And new hooker for us, another player from the Rabbitohs, Damien Cook, who's the other co-captain for the Dragons. In the second row, we've got Luciano Leilua, Jaden Sewer, and locking the scrum, JDB. On the interchange bench, we've got Jacob Little, Raymond Fatala-Mariner, Tom Eisenhuth, and rounding out the 17 in Hane Saleh. Then in the reserves, we've got Ryan Couchman, Dylan Egan, Jonah Glover, Larkin Kintogia, a big barnstorming player who's tipped to make his first grade debut in round one for us. We don't know yet, in Loco Pacifica Tonga. We've got Michaela Ravalala, rugby convert coming over to us from that's new to rugby league in Nathan Lawson. And one of our young guns coming up from the SG ball through to reserves and then hopefully to us in the next few years. And there's a great fullback, Benjamin Rumble. Hayden Buchanan, he's the same like Benjamin Rumble. Finale too, and Michael Molo. Can I hand it over to Big T to name the Roosters lineup?
I was just going to say, no Frankie Molo, eh? What's he doing?
No, by the sounds of it, he's on the way out of the Dragons.
There you go.
Dragons are still trying to convince him to stay, so it's a matter of watch this space. I do think about that on that situation. So Big T. So let's go through the Roosters. So first of all, let's go to this. Nope. Okay.
Good start, Jess. Come on.
Where are
Sorry, guys, a few technical difficulties for our first Tuesday.
Come with me as we go behind enemy lines.
So it's a bit of a different looking Roosters side, Big T. Take us through how they will line up for this trial.
Did you get another graphic for me? I was going to say this is behind enemy lines brought to you this year. As Jess hasn't mentioned our major sponsor yet. He should be. I have a sponsor for behind enemy lines and I'll walk down enemy lane.
Okay.
All right.
One moment, I'll bring it up.
The Mad Dragon podcast is brought to you by Complete Wireless Solutions, but behind enemy lines is brought to you by Essence and Light. You got it? Anyway, Essence Light's a small batch candle. No? Yeah, okay. Maybe next.
There you go.
All right. You didn't have my one? All right. At the back, we've got a king at our back. They've got a king at their back. Even king. Tommy, Dominic Young on the wing, along with a Feliti Pagu. There you go. Matthew. Sorry. What are you doing, Jess? Mark. The Wanganitawasi. How good's that one? No, the Wanganitawasi. That's pretty good. And Robert Teo in the centres. Sandon Smith and Benia Lolu in the halves. Linu, Butcher and Radley. Singawong back to the scrum. Salasay, Pochetti, Taylor Losalalu, Xavier Vaha and Delasale Vaha. Max McCarthy, Taylor Moriarty, Toby Rodwell, Jake Elliott, Ben Johnson, Hugo Savali, Reece Foley, Tyrell Tate, and Tom Rodwell. The last one is a 26th player there. So, yeah, we haven't got a fan this week, but I was going to say to the Roosters fan, look, how the Roosters going to compete this year with those? Who are they? Who are those players? They've lost Michael Jennings, Luke Keary, Joey Manu, Terrell May, Napa, Swalehi, Tupanua, Maria Hargraves, all gone. And they signed Chad Townsend. Yeah, there you go. How good's Chad Townsend going to go with none of those players behind him? So, how do you expect the Roosters to go this year with all those players going past?
Yeah, g'day guys. Thanks, Jesse, for putting me on, and shout out to Donny Bell for inviting me back on the Mad Dragons podcast. So it'd be great to get back into it this year with everybody. Yeah, as you said, Big T, don't really know many of those boys at all. Probably about maybe four of them. And as you just said very well there, mate, they've lost a lot of big name guys there. And if that's sort of like the replacement side, I mean, there must be a whole lot of other replacement guys that obviously aren't playing in this trial game. But yeah, with the side that we've got, we look like we've got a proper first grade lineup. So we'd have to win that game, and I would think by a fair bit if we're going to look like we sort of mean business. I mean, we get beaten by that side. No offence to those guys, but we've got a proper first grade, full first grade side, so we should be winning by quite a fair bit, I think.
Scoop, they lost their two starting front rows in Terrell May and Jared Ware Hargraves.
Well, how do you replace Hargraves, mate? I mean, seriously, that is one of the biggest the biggest menaces of the menace of the game for the last 10 years or whatever. You don't just bring in another guy to take that spot who hasn't already got a name. Like, I mean, that's a massive loss for the Roosters, mate. And I know he gives away a lot of penalties, but the intimidation factor that guy brings to it, the Roosters, is massive. And he just lifts all the players around him. So Hargrave's gone. And you also said, did you say Kiri?
Kiri's gone, yeah.
And he's gone. So who's going to take his actually full-time spot?
They've lost both their starting centres, Swaliti and Joey Marley.
Because he's union, is that right?
Plus, Sam Walker's out for half the year, Puff.
Yeah, true.
Wow. Yeah, jeez.
Cheese is out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, losing those guys, man, that's major for them. That's just major.
The starting lineup from last year has been decimated.
You wouldn't even have them in the 8 now, would you?
No.
Those guys they've lost, they wouldn't make the 8, surely.
No, they wouldn't. I've got them missing the 8. Maybe bottom
You might be
4.
right. You might be right.
They're sort of a team that they are still up there. Like, they still have some good quality players there. So, we'll talk about that more when we have our NRL season preview. Don't want to take too much away from that one and coming up in a few weeks. But I still think they'll be competitive. They'll still be up there, but I don't think they'll be a top 4 side like they have been the last couple of years. That's for sure.
So what was the reason why Hargraves left? Is it sort of like this at the back end of his career? So he thought he'd go to England and just finish there, or right, just before he finishes?
Oh yeah, I didn't think the Roosters wanted him beyond this year.
Right. I mean, he's just been a major player for that club, and if you get on the field now as a Rooster playing to look over and again, he's not there. Well, that's just a massive blow. It's almost like ripping the heart out of your side, pretty much.
I don't understand. They lost Rory Hargraves and Terrell May in the same off season.
Oh, that's right. He's gone too.
They're starting front rowers.
Yeah. Weren't we supposed to be looking at Terrell as well at one point?
Yeah.
Right. So that wasn't serious at any time.
Bano wasn't serious about getting him. He was interested, but not that interested.
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, guys, by the looks of it, we might be getting Tom Hazelton from Sharks for next year.
Yeah.
Scoop, I've got to tell you something.
With Dan Atkinson.
It looks like all by done deal for Tom Hazelton to come over to us.
Scoop, I've got to tell you something. That's not breaking news. Billy break that's the Sunday show.
A week old.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a good buy, though. It's a shame we don't have him now. We could use him now with that new Canberra guy that we've got. He's a big guy. He's a big bloke.
Well, I have been hearing rumours going around that we might be looking at getting either Dylan Brown or Lachlan Galvin.
We wouldn't have the money for Dylan Brown now, though. I mean, his price is like $1 million. No.
Well, I'm sure Puff will have a say about this. James Gray is asking, no one's wearing the new 2025 members cap. Should be 2025, not 2024. The new cap with the gold emblem.
Haven't got them yet.
Don't like it.
And what are your thoughts on the new members cap for 2025 with the gold dragon on it?
Awful. It's horrible.
Awful.
It's not even red and white, mate. The actual pick's not even red and white. It's gold. I mean, I don't know. And we've also got a Chinese dragon on our shirts. You go, what's going on? Like Chinese dragon, that's got nothing to do with St. George Dragons, nothing to do with us. But it's all of our training gear. Everything's horrible.
I was going to say, Puff, like half the sponsors that we're getting is coming from overseas, like Asia.
Oh, of course. That's you go to the Leeds Club. That's pretty much what you see when you go there. It's they're obviously got a big stake in the club. But
it's all fucking Asians around me. Excuse my French.
Well, here's a question for you guys. I'll put it to you, mate. I'll put it to you. What now that the St. George bank's gone, and so therefore our major dragon on the field's gone, what sort of mascot are we going to have?
Bring back Stanley the Steeler.
Johnny's
We'll
trying
do a windmill. We got a windmill out there.
We're going to get something. What, Scorch to come out? Scorch is still there.
Well, we'll
We'd
see
have
on
to have the
Sunday.
Chinese Dragon, wouldn't we? Because that's all over our training gear. So to me, the Chinese Dragon makes sense that's would be the mascot that we'd have.
Maybe.
Daz has got
Because
one.
we've got to have a dragon as a mascot. I mean, imagine going to a Dragons game and there's no dragon on the field. I'd just go, wow, that's...
I reckon it's going to be a Chinese Dragon. Our mascot is.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
right, Scoop. You can't say that. Darren Young said you can't say
I didn't
that.
mean to.
I'm going to put in for a 3-week suspension. Gone. Gone. 3-week suspension. Gone.
So going back into our team that Flano did name this afternoon, there are 4 notable omissions from that side. So no Christian Tuipulotu, no Blake Laurie, no Tyrell Sloan, no Corey Allen. Now, I did have a question from this afternoon. It's come through that Donnie has actually sent me through. I'm going to ask you, Puff, on this one. What are you thinking of our training regime? 4 players unavailable for this trial. Do you think it's down to the intense training that Flano is putting them through? Or what are you concerned that we don't have players like, with 4 players unavailable for this Sunday's trial? Is that a concern heading into the season, you think?
So I might need to sort of hear that question again, mate. Why are these 4 guys unavailable?
Yes,
They're not training? They're not training?
Pre-season training?
Right, they're not. Okay, and why aren't they training? We know Francis Marlowe is not.
Do you think it is a concern that they are unavailable this weekend? Do you
Why
think
are
it's
they
down to the...
Yeah, that's my question. Just is why are they unavailable? Why are they? Are they not going to training?
So Christian Tuipulotu has a hamstring injury.
Okay, fair enough.
Blake
Okay,
Laurie has also got a hamstring injury.
okay, well, that was okay.
Tyrell
Well, they're
Sloan
not-
has a foot injury.
Right.
And I'm not sure. I think Corey Allen is still coming back from that long layoff. So he might be available for the Charity Shield for the following week.
Right.
So do you think that's a thing down to the way Flano has been training them all summer? Is it a concern that we don't have 4 players available? Or you think it's Flano just taking the precautionary and not rushing them in being our first trial?
Yep. But I think with what you're saying, with those sort of niggling injuries, mate, I could see Flano would be being pretty smart not to play those guys, and he'd want us to be, getting those guys ready for the Bulldogs. I would imagine, because to play them, if they were able to play, probably wouldn't be a very good move. And with no disrespect to that Rooster side, there's just too many unknown blokes there. Us to risk those guys that we have to play them in this trial game. So I wouldn't be playing them either, probably. So it's probably the right. I don't know about the training regime because I don't really know what Flano does with them. I don't know whether he flogs them or what his actual method is. So to speak about his training method would be insane because I've never seen him train. I think it's probably more just he'd be resting them, I would imagine, and makes sense to me.
I did bump
Yeah, so
into
you
Jack
say that,
DeBellin last week, and he said Flano has flogged them this preseason.
Right.
So he said it's really been tough.
Well, the run up Mount Kira would have sorted them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That
Guffo
would,
won that.
that's a pretty and Gutho. We know Gutho came for, and apparently even before that run, Gutho apparently said that Flanagan will beat everybody, even before they actually did it, and then he actually did beat everyone. So he's definitely captain material, definitely.
Big T,
Didn't Blocker do well in that run as well?
he ran 5th.
There you go. Blocker.
He came 5th. You're kidding. Well, gee.
Also, what are you saying, Jess? You're saying that they're coaching them too hard and they're getting injured and can't play, or injuries just happen? Like I say, injuries just happen. It doesn't matter how hard you train someone; they just happen.
So you don't think it's intense training from Flano, or
Oh, it could be, but you're saying two of them are out with hamstrings. Sloan's out with a foot injury. Now, I hope that's not the same injury as he got started last year. And Alan is coming back from injury.
yeah. And then you look at well, none of our players have made the All Stars side either. So
Except
we
for
don't-
Tyrell Sloan.
So, Jesse, you were saying before,
Oh.
we were saying before that maybe Corey Allen might be getting a wing spot against the Bulldogs. You're sort of intimating that that's possible.
I wouldn't rule it out, but
Because I actually had him on my team with Sloan and then a / Corey Allen in case Allen was actually available. I actually had him in my team.
Yeah.
If he was fit and available to play, but he's missed a lot of football though.
he is.
Man, I'm gonna
He's coming
gut
off from a
Jim
serious long
Ravalawa.
layoff from an ACL injury he picked up last year. So they're always tough to come back from, those knee
He didn't even play for us, did he? He signed for us and then never played. Am I right?
He
never
missed
played
the whole season last year.
whole season. Yeah. And what would he have been on?
He wouldn't have been on much. Can't imagine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, I wouldn't suspect that Ravalawa will be with us at the back end of the year. I reckon he's going to get moved on.
Well, I thought we were letting him go. That was the sort of the big news. Everyone was saying that we weren't going to keep Reva.
But no other club showed interest, and he does have a contract, so
Well, okay.
he is signed until the end of 2026. So why would he go if he doesn't have another offer on
Well,
the
So-
I've been hearing reports that some of the Super League clubs were interested in him because League Leopards just lost Michael, not League Leopards. What was it? The Rhinos, I think it was, lost Marcus Sevo
I
to
know.
season.
Am I still muffled?
You are a little
season-ending
bit soft,
injury.
Big T.
Yeah, no, I can't help it. I've had to go back to the iPad. So I'll speak a bit louder so people can hear me.
I can hear you, Big T, fine.
Yeah, no, I can hear myself fine.
All right, so
See that? You see that? See that? You can hear me when I talk.
there we go.
Yeah,
So
fine to me.
now, I
fine.
did hear on the radio today that I know a lot of people have spoken about this already, but Guffo is all in. They reckon he's the ultimate competitor. I've heard lots of positive stories about him since he's joined the club. I was listening to the breakfast on the radio this morning with Bossy and Brandy Greg Alexander, and they are adamant that Parramatta will miss him big time, and he's going to be a huge acquisition for our club. And he really shows that leadership qualities. I know there has been concerns about his fitness last year, that he played most of the year injured with that leg and he had some rib problems. But Mick, what do you think Guffo will bring to the Dragons this year? And do you like Flano's appointment of him as one of the co-captains for our club?
Well, I'll first of all address the issue on the co-captain thing. I don't like the co-captain thing at all, but I've got no problem with Cook if Cook was the captain as well. But yeah, mate, Gutho, love Gutho. To me, he's very much a Dugan type player. Just in the toughness and the competitiveness and the way he gets bashed around and smashes himself around. And even when like Parra, we're getting beaten 30-0, Gutho never hung his head, mate. He's got bashed knees, smashed ribs, and he's still trying to knock everyone down. Like the major difference he's going to be for us, and I want to select Ben Hunt. He did his thing. I never thought that Ben Hunt should, as good a player as Hunt was, I never thought he should have been our captain because I just don't think that's his thing. But Gutho, he is definitely a captain, mate. And there's no way with that guy we're going to be last. I reckon we could be very 8 around in that 8 thing with Gutho, because even in that trial game, from what I heard, from the kickoff, he talked the whole game. He was shouting at everyone. He was telling everyone where to go, and we won. Now that would be hard. We probably would have hung our heads and lost. So for me, Gutho, Valentine Holmes, one a massive buy. He's for the club. That's ridiculous getting Valentine Holmes. Of course, Cookie coming back, but Gutho, he will be the buy of the year for us. That bloke by miles.
Totally. I said on the Sunday show the other day that Gutho was Parramatta's heart, and they lost their heart.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How fans are gutted to.
How do you sign the leading point scorer of last year's competition without people wanting to come to the club? You know what I mean? So the club's turned the corner, and we'll see more players come to the Dragons.
Mate, Tony, that apparently the first in 6 years that Ben Hunt was at the Dragons, I never heard Ben Hunt say anything really positive about the club, except for the last couple of years how much he wanted to get out of the club. The first day that I'm aware of that Gutho signed with us and he put the jersey on, he actually came out and said the Dragons are the biggest club in the game. There's no bigger club than the Dragons. And to quote him properly, if I'm quoting him correctly, he said, and I can't wait to put this crest on my chest. Now, Ben Hunt has 6 years to say, I can't, and Gutho went like that. I've seen him grab he's going like this. He hasn't played. Ben Hunt never went that except to try to rip it off his chest. Gutho's already going, yeah, man, there's no bigger club than this, people. This is it. And you go, that's a captain, mate. I tell you, I'm pumped as buggery to see what this guy's going to do.
And Gutho was our rep at yesterday's season launch as well. So,
yeah, mate, yeah. I'm just really wrapped to be. I actually can't believe we got him. To be honest with you, I don't care if he's 47.
I'm happy that
Matt Feeney gets the first crack at that wing spot. With Christian Tuipulotu unavailable, also Tyrell Sloan. If Matt Feeney potentially has a big game here, and if he gets another spot in the trial, should Sloan be unavailable for that as well in the Charity Shield? Does Matt Feeney pass Sloan in the pecking order for that wing spot come round 1?
No, I don't think so. I think Sloan comes into that at number 2 or number 5, whichever he comes into. It'll be Tuipulotu and Tyrell Sloan to start the season. If they're both available, they're both injured at the moment, so I'm happy for Matt to have a run. He's not a bad player. And he's on the other wing, Finau.
Sione Finau, yep.
Well, Finau. So, again, 2 new players that coming into the side. Finau's played a few. Finau's played a lot more, so I don't think it matters in the trials. I don't expect us to go 100% tomorrow on the weekend anyway.
Matt Feeney is a great player. There's nothing wrong with him.
Scoop, one for you. So Toby Couchman being named to start. What do you think Flano is thinking here? Is he going to see how he handles his first starting spot? And does he press a claim for a potential starting spot come round 1 if he does perform well on these 2 trials?
I reckon Toby Couchman will keep his starting spot as a prop, because what Shane Flanagan likes to do is pretty much invest in the future, like bring up junior players like what he did with Cronulla. He's just pretty much been a juniors coach through and through. I reckon that is just seeing how Toby Couchman goes for us in the trials, and maybe I reckon that's a pretty good pick that we put juniors for old veterans.
Named at lock, Jack DeBell and Puff.
Yep.
We did have a conversation about Jack DeBell and where his best position was the other night. I know he's at the back end of his career. He hasn't played his best football as a 13, but the last couple of years we've seen him moved up to the front row. Do you think Flano is thinking of moving him back to the 13 here, or where do you see Jack DeBell's position, front row or lock at this stage?
No, I think lock, mate, because he gets more on the edge that way too. And if he's just straight playing as a prop, he's not going to really get that chance to be out wide, because the lock's got more chance, like in that more sort of Ben Cray type of role. I think Jack's definitely a lock for me, even though I named him in the prop thing, because that's where, as you said, the last couple of years he's been. I don't think Jack DeBellin's a battering ram though. I mean, he's a gutsy player and he can handle the role, but I wouldn't be putting Jack as a battering ram. I'd be playing him in the 13. Because that's where he's played most of his footy for us. He's always been a lock. How often's he ever been a bloody forward? Last couple of years, that's about all.
I don't see him as a prop.
Big T, Emre Gula, named as a starting front rower. Were you shocked to see that one?
No, I think because Frankie Molo's out, I think Emre Gula start. Block was out. Blocker would come onto the bench otherwise, but no, I'm not surprised to see Gula start.
Yep, fair enough. Now, Scoop, big pressure on our new halves in Kyle Flanagan and Lachlan Ilias. how important is it then to strike a combination with Guffo and Damien Cook, and how important is it to get these combinations building through these trials, so they are ready come round one.
I was going to say, with looking at Elias, I reckon he's going to build a really good combo with Damien Cook, but Kyle Flanagan, on the other hand, I'm not too sure because Kyle Flanagan does have another young 5'8" breathing down the back of his neck in Kintogia. So if Kyle Flanagan doesn't go well, I reckon Kintogia will probably take over as the 5'8" in the future over Kyle Flanagan, and Flanagan will probably play off the bench.
Puff, we got Damien Cook chosen to start ahead of Jacob Little. There was a lot of pros and cons who should start there, Cook or Little. Little had one of the best, one of the last. Cook he was one of our best players during the season last year. I'd say right up there with one of the players have departed. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Damien Cook starting ahead of Jacob Little? Do you think that's the way Flano will go come round one, or you don't think Jacob Little is not out of the running yet, just as of yet?
Mate, Little, he played great footy. He played great footy for us. He's a really, really good footballer, that guy. But so's Cookie. And I actually, if I was Flanagan, I would probably start with Cook as well, because I'd like to see the big forwards of the oppositions get knocked around a bit and get a bit buggered. And when that happens, Little's going to absolutely carve people to shreds. More than what Cook will, because he's not as fast as Little for a start. He's young. He's older. Little's a lot younger. So.
Are you sure? You know, Cookie used to be a boot sprinter, didn't you?
I did not know that. I did not. Well, sorry, Cook. I did not know that.
Actually, you didn't know it.
See, Damien, not Damien. Donnie, I don't know everything, mate. I talk crap. But yeah, no, I just think. I just said. I just think Little will be better. To be coming off the bench when other opposition guys are tired, and that's where Little will duck and do his magic.
Yeah,
and as much as Little could play, he can play he became like a 70-minute player now. I just think if you've got Cook there, you've got to start with Cook purely out of experience and get us on the front foot and get us going, and then Little can come in and do his damage like with 35, 40 minutes to go. So that's what I would be playing Little off the bench as well. Not because I don't think he's a good player. I think he's a massive player. But given who Damien Cook is and the skill that Little's got, wouldn't you prefer a much younger, fitter guy coming on when the opposition's bloody buggered than starting on the other way around, and then Cook comes on when the forwards are buggered? It's much better with Little coming on when they're buggered. That's just my perception of what will happen. Little will cut teams to shreds.
I was going to say, 2 out of our 3 spine players are Astor Dragons Juniors. In Damien Cook and looking get Elias growing up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where looking get Elias was born, but I'm pretty sure he's a Dragons Junior through and through.
He's a Dragons fan.
He's actually a Tigers junior.
Yeah.
Right, but he's a Dragons fan, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Dragons
fan. He's a Dragons fan, yeah.
In grand final.
Right. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yep, so he's going to be wearing the jersey he's always wanted to wear. That's a big plus too.
Hey, Puff, here's one for you. He made his NRL debut against the Dragons.
Sorry, Jesse, say again, man.
He made his NRL debut against the Dragons.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
How
old is he?
24, 25, isn't he, Big T? Something like that.
Yeah, okay.
He also got ripped off the field by Demetriou against the Dragons when we absolutely caned them.
Yeah, in Wollongong, I remember that game. They were led 32 at half time.
We were absolutely smacking their ass, and Demetriou just hooked him off the field. Just put the big hook out and went, "Thank you very much, you're off." And Demetriou also done that last year, round 2. Remember, he hooked him off, and in reserve grade in round 5, he broke his leg and didn't play another game in the season. So I think Ilias is going to have a great year this year. Absolutely great year.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Flanagan will have the same. I mean, and this isn't obviously against Ben Hunt either, because Hunt obviously had to run the show, being the player who Ben Hunt was, so he was always going to be deciding what was happening. But now that Ben Hunt's not there, Flanagan now all of a sudden he takes on that role of guiding everyone around. And I think, just my personal opinion, I think Kyle Flanagan's going to be way better with that pressure on him than people actually think he will. I think he's going to. And the other thing about Flanagan too, he's got a beautiful. He does a few little Ben Hornby things that sort of remind me a bit like it. And he's got a nice 20-metre pass out to the winger, missing the second row beside him, a centre. He fires it out 20 metres to the winger. Flanagan's a better player than what people think he is. And now he's going to be able to run that side, and we'll see what he can do. He's very underrated player for me.
On our reports, Puff, on last week against Manly, Ilias run most of the place. So
yeah, right.
Most of the kicking, yeah.
Yeah, whether they're getting ready to join the team, like to be in the first grade side, like you're going to be, and I think they're going to split the duties anyway.
And you know the thing that I think will be an our advantage too? These two guys are going to be underrated. The opposition's going to go, look at these clowns. Look at the Dragons have got out there. And I actually think that's going to be the mistake, man. If the opposition team does that, you guys are going to make a big, big mistake.
If they fail to fire, they will be under immense pressure.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They will be under immense pressure.
We know what our fans are like, right? We know. And I just think they will. I think they'll fire. I just think they will. And I think Gutho will play. I think Big T mentioned earlier that those guys lining up with Gutho. I mean, and just quickly on Valentine Holmes, I mean, how did we get a player like Valentine Holmes? He's the best kicker in the NRL. And last year, he kicked 17 goals straight. And I watched the last maybe 3-4 months when we hadn't signed him, but we were looking at signing him. I thought, I want to have a real good look at Valentine Holmes. Of course, I obviously know who he was, but I actually wanted to really watch him. He was kicking goals like bloody right on the sideline, kicking the sponsorship away so he could kick the goal. And he wasn't like half kicking him. They were going straight over the black dot from the bloody sideline, 30, 40 metres. He's a freak.
He's also a State of Origin player.
Yeah. How did we get Valentine Holmes? I mean, and he's definitely a replacement for Lomax. That counts. Zach's a massive loss. We don't have to talk about Zach because that's massive for us. But to get Holmes to take Lomax's spot, that to me, that's evened up. Probably more than evened up.
Well, I did hear on the radio today, in regards to Gutho and Tyrell Sloan, Gutho's already described Sloan as a once-in-a-generation talent.
Yep.
He's got a huge future in the game. On that, I was listening to the radio today, and they did mention that Tyrell Sloan, he couldn't participate in that scrimmage against Manly last Friday due to that injury. But the whole time, they were on the field for about 60 minutes, and the whole time, Sloan was following Gutho. The whole time.
Yep. Totally. Yep. But you know the other big thing, Jesse, Tyrell's also come out and said apparently that the last couple of years he was uncoachable. That's a massive, massive thing for a young kid to actually say publicly. Oh, by the way, what he was basically saying is I was a bit of a proud bastard and I couldn't be coached. And he actually said, according to the press, so I can't really quote it, but according to the press that he was quoted as saying that now he's going to learn under Gutho for the next 3 years while Gutho's there. He's going to be learning to be one of the best fullbacks in the game, and then Sloan can be looking at being the proper fullback for the Dragons. And when I read that, I thought, now, Tyrell, now you're thinking properly, son. You don't go and join Knights or Parramatta or some other club and become the first-grade fullback. No, you stay at the Dragons, you learn under Gutho, you pull your head in, you're going to learn from one of the best in the game, and then when Gutho goes, you'll be the number one of the Dragons. And when I heard him supposedly say that that's what he said, I thought, okay, Sloan's the maturity that he showed in that last 6 months or that break, that we finished to now, he's matured massively since Gutho got there. And as you just said, he followed him everywhere, so that's not by chance.
Well, during that show, they also mentioned that Anzac Day 23, when Roosters had a big lead against us, Tyrell Sloan nearly single-handedly won us that game.
Yeah, he did. I was there.
And they said Flano should show him those highlights and show him this is how good you can be. I want to see that from you, because this year, because he's being moved from fullback to wing, he's not your natural modern day winger where the wingers now cut the ball up as like another forward. They make the meters and help you get to your own end. Tyrell, I don't think Flano will expect that of him. I think he'll be one of those wingers that chime in and
Yep.
They even suggested show him that the what Nathan Blacklock was like. Like he chimed in when he wanted to, and then well, you look at his highlight reels and remember all his backflips, Puff.
Yeah, but mate, think Jesse, like with Sloan running off the centres with the speed that Sloan's got, those guys only have to draw the other winger in the centre, get a ball out to Sloan. He's gone. He's gone, mate. No one's going to get Sloan, mate, when he takes off, mate. And the thing with Tyrell, he always looks like he's not running fast. He's got a massive stride on him, so it looks like he's kind of just cruising, but he's actually really, really motoring. If he actually blows on the wing and chimes in with Sully and bloody Sura and Gutho, mate, we got a mountain of tries coming our way.
Puff.
Yep.
Puff. Do you remember a player called Brett Morris?
Oh, no, mate. Brett Morris. I don't think I've ever heard of Brett Morris. I haven't even spoken about Brett Morris.
I think Sloan could be emulate Brett Morris's try scoring feat on the wing.
100%, mate. Well, I think Sloan on the wing, how he wants to be a fullback, we come back to that same thing with Lomax wanting to be in the centres and on the wing. Sloan on the wing he will decimate people. It might be that good defensively on his own on the wing, sure, but that's not what we never bought Sloan to defend anyway. That's not what he was bought for. Like Dufty. No one expected Dufty to be running into 120 kilo people. I never did. Dufty was brought to score tries. Tyrell Sloan's brought to score tries. He's got the speed, he's got the skill, and you get the big centres running into people, getting Sloan to 10-metre pass on his own. He's gone, mate. Well, I tell you now, people are going to underestimate us. They're going to get their asses kicked. I'll be horribly wrong, but I doubt it.
Well, one of our own members does agree that Sloan is tailor-made for that Blacklock roaming role and time in when he is needed.
Oh, Youngie.
Can I also say it would be good to see Dazza back on the show this year too. So he wasn't on that many times last year, but he's back this year.
Yeah, I was also going to say, guys, that I reckon after Clint Govson retires, I reckon what's going to happen is Tyrell Sloan to move back to fullback to replace Clint Govson, and Benjamin Rumble to come on the wing. I reckon that's going to happen.
Okay, and then another selection that it's a pretty experienced bench that's gone with Little, Fatala Mariner, Eisenhoof. Big T, are you surprised that he hasn't gone with Eisenhoof at 13, who was mainly there all season last year?
It's the first trial of the year. Like these players aren't going to play in these positions. You know what I mean? Like the front rowers, they might come off, go back to the bench, and we'll put two more front rowers in the start next week. So it's a trial. I'm not surprised what Flanagan does. Those players will play anywhere. Yeah, it's a trial. Like he's in the side. He's in the 28 players, so he'll get a run.
You know the thing I like about Eisenhoof, mate, he mightn't be like the forward that makes the yards and pushes, and gets those post motors that maybe some other forwards does, but he does a lot of defence. For me, he does a lot of tackles, and he doesn't really miss many. He just about gets every single bloke that runs at him. Yeah. You know, that's why, you know, I know forwards are meant to make the yards, and for some reason, Tom's a pretty big guy too, but he doesn't seem to make those motors. But the defence, I like his defence. He's very, very solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Now, Scoop, what are you hoping to see out of this trial? So they'll be with 28 players named. There is a lot of everyone will get a run at some stage during the trial. Do you think that there will be? How How are you expecting lots of players to get big minutes? Will they be reduced to give everyone a chance? Do you think Flano will have, say, the first half, he'll have most of our first grade squad, and then he'll bring on the younger guys for the second half? What do you expect Flano to do for this trial?
I'm expecting Flano to try everyone to see what combinations work well with who plays with who. I wouldn't be surprised come round one that we'll have a few names there from the first grade squad that won't be in the first round pick, because there has been talks going around that Loco Pacifica Tonga could be making his debut in round one. But the player I'm really looking forward to seeing coming back to us this year is Viking Kentucky, to see if he can push Kyle Flanagan out of the 6.
Yep. Yes, Big T.
No, I was just going to say, see you, Brian. Nice of you to join.
Yep, good to have some new viewers on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there are all those names coming up. There's heaps of them.
Now,
And I also say to these people to like and subscribe to our pages too on YouTube, and I don't think we go anywhere else but YouTube now. So, yeah, subscribe and like the YouTube page, please.
yep, and we do have well, he'll get his first taste of rugby league this weekend. Big T, what do you expect from Nathan Lawson, who's making his first game of rugby league this weekend? Do you expect him to go well, or do you expect it'll be a learning curve for him playing this game for the first time?
Well, look, all he's got to do is learn his positional play, and also don't roll the ball back behind you when you get tackled. You've got to stand up and play the ball. It's rugby league, not rugby union. Yeah, that's right. So that's all he's got to adapt to. He's got to adapt to his positional play in defence and attack. And he's been here 6 weeks or whatever now. I don't expect him to get a lot of minutes, but he'll get out there and do his best and show Flano what he can do and push for a spot in the first grade side.
Anyone know this fella? Anyone know this fella?
No. No, who?
Not on Tuesday nights, no.
I don't know who that is, Jesse. I got no idea who that filmer is.
You know who that is, Puff? You know who that man is?
Who? Donny?
On the screen.
Oh, no, never seen him before. I don't believe I've met him or even heard his name.
Yeah, me either. I haven't heard his name at all. I think it's just some random.
He's having a shot at you though, Liam. He does it. He says no chance that King Togia.
Could push Flano out.
There's no chance of pushing Flanagan out.
I wonder what secret stuff that Donny's been smoking in the background there. Maybe. Who knows? But I could clearly see Kentucky making a push to be in the halves in the coming future.
That's your opinion, son. That's your opinion. Everyone has an opinion.
And what do you expect to happen, Puff? What do you expect to happen in this trial? Do you think, or going into detail of what's going to happen, and we'll go with you. With Nathan Lawson coming over from Rugby Sevens, how long do you think it'll take him to learn the game of rugby league? Do you think?
Well, okay. Number one, I don't really even know who you're talking about. I do know the guy's name. I know he's a rugby sevens player. I know he's a past Olympian champion. Very, 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 very fast. I've seen some of his rugby union tries. Pretty quick player. To me, I mean, union and league, I don't really think it's that big a massive difference in the gap, especially for a back. The forward, it's very different because they're constantly mauling and they're constantly getting into each other. They get the ball out of a constant scrum. In the back line, I'm assuming he's going to be he's a centre, isn't he?
He's a winger.
He's a winger centre. Yeah, well, there you go. So winger in league and a winger in union. Well, what's the difference? You wait for the ball to come out. Once again, the speed that guy's got. Well, there's your Brett Morris, T. There's Nathan Lawson's your Brett Morris, mate. You know, like we got speed, man. We got Sloan. We got Nathan Lawson. Yeah.
Yeah, because
year last year.
Sorry, mate.
Rugby Sevens Player of the Year last year.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Have you actually seen some of the clips on YouTube of him?
Oh, yeah.
He can run. He can find the gap, and he knows what he's doing.
But Rugby League 13 players is totally different to Rugby Union 7 players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's all out attack.
He's got to learn those positional plays. He's got to learn where he's got to be when you've got 13 players on the field.
Yeah, I was also going to say, guys.
It's a lot more haphazard. It's a lot more, if I'm there, I'll tackle him. Although, if I'm not there, I'm not going to catch him. You know what I mean? So,
well, you just got to have, if he gets tackled, he doesn't let go of the ball.
Oh, the ball back.
Because he's been doing that forever. It's just natural instincts to let go of the footy. I mean, how do you all of a sudden hold it and get up and play it? That would be my sort of thing. Yeah, just his muscle memory and his body, he's used to getting tackled and letting go of the footy. That's just a natural thing that he does. So to all of a sudden tackle and hold it, I don't know if you learn that in 1 minute.
Yeah, I was going to say, guys, rugby union is pretty much it's a dying sport in Australia. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 to 12 years, rugby union won't be around in Australia.
That's a big, big call.
Yeah, it is.
Because they're in financial crisis in Australia, but I would not be surprised that Australia pulls out from the rugby union concept and pretty much all the players go towards league.
Liam, a player that you had a high opinion of last year, and you thought he has a future in first grade. Jonah Glover's in this squad. He's now on a supplementary deal. With that lack of halves, do you expect him to potentially come in and potentially make his NRL debut this year?
I reckon he will, Jesse, depending on the injuries and maybe origin selections, but I definitely think he will come in if either Ilias or Carl Flanagan go down injured. I would not be surprised to see if it be either him or Kentucky playing for us, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, everyone, welcome to Coco. We do have Coco on the show. Welcome to Coco. Welcome, Coco.
Hello, gentlemen.
First time
Hello,
we see you in
Good to have you
2024.
back, Coco.
Hello, darling. So sorry I'm late. I was just...
That's all good, Coco.
Hello, hi, Big T. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope the Dragons can, bring it 2025. Okay, let's be positive.
Are you excited for the first trial on Sunday with the team that Flano's named, Coco?
Yes, I am. We got to, you know what? We've got new players coming in. We've got to give them a go. We're going to have the experts on the couch going, oh, nah, not that one, not that one. Just give them a go. Just give them a go, okay? Stop the nastiness. Just give them a go. If they run out there for 80 minutes, they'll run out there for 80 minutes. Are we going to run out there for 80 minutes? I'll need an oxygen mask and crutches because I'll trip over myself, So let's just be kind. And if any of you fans want to come at me, I don't mind. I'll dust you off, okay? But love. There you go.
Because if anyone comes back, Coco, the rest of this podcast will...
No, I'm only joking. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm just having a joke. No, it's all right. Well, I'm very excited for footy. I can't wait. I'm dying with that footy.
You know what we can have now, Jess?
Pardon?
You know what we can have now?
What's that?
Coco's Classic!
We can have that? Well, if Coco knows who's playing this weekend.
Coco.
Wait till round 5 and then they'll start my rant. They'll have a list. I'll be like, it's long,
We've got some tackles.
All right, Coco, it's past 9:30, so you can have your rant now.
Oh, I don't have any rants at the minute. I just miss footy. I just want...
They're slugging it out in the middle of the field. The Dragon's front row has knocked his block off.
His block is knocked off? It's time to look at the one-on-one battles that will decide the game. Will it be the key position players? Will the fight be won out wide? Or will it be one up front? Strap yourself in for Coco's Classic!
you think? What is so we got all our new recruits playing this Sunday. What are you looking most forward to? And I know it's not real. It's not the Roosters top line side, but what are you expecting from these matchups this Sunday with pretty much our best side on the park?
Is it me?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
you.
your segment.
It's your segment. Goodness
Guys,
sakes, Coco. It's your
guys,
segment,
mate, I
girl.
haven't even had a real good look at this, so I'm rusty. Okay.
A week and a half, yeah.
So I think I wouldn't mind. I'm very excited to see how Gutho will play. And I want to see how Holmes plays, and I'm really excited to see how Cook plays. Now I'm very excited how they come into the team and how they will work. Like number 9, Cook, how he will work the line, and if he sees gaps. I know it's just a trial match, but it's still going to be very interesting how the
Good.
power play will play with them. And you are too. My dog says she is ready for the football and she wants to see how Gutho plays too. Um, okay, what about any of you guys? Give me
Yeah.
some other information.
Man, I want to see
I
how
Let's
the
go out.
halves go well. I want to see how our halves compare up to the Roosters, because the Roosters don't have a stable halves, because Sam Walker's out for half the season, and they got Judd Townsend and Sandon Smith. I reckon we'll win the battle in the halves, I reckon.
You think Ted Townsend's very experienced. It's good to see. It's good to see Flano up against Chad Townsend, but I want to see the middles. I want to see how the starting middles go. You got Toby Catchman and Gula up against Nafahu White and Spencer Lindy, so that's going to be a big start. You've also got Sua Wong, and we've got JBD in the middle too, so it's going to be a big battle to start the game.
Plus Victor Radley there, you've got on one of the edges there.
Sorry, Victor Radley. Yeah, Sua Wong's at the back, so he's in the middle there. And you've got Spencer Lenu and the Fahu White in the middle there with Cookie and I want to see how this young bloke goes. Was he Benny Lolu? See how he goes for the tricolours.
Oh, Benaya, yes.
Benaya, yeah. I haven't seen much of that kid, but I hope he goes well.
Yep. Anyway, so we'll go into a bit more of predictions. So we didn't have Mick or Liam or Coco on Sunday. So we'll start with you, Coco. You just what do you expect? What are you hoping from the Dragons this year? No more Ben Hunt, no more Zach Lomax. What do you think of that? And does it feel like a fresh start with those two players now gone?
You know what? I'm not going to talk about those players that left because we've already done it too many times. We've dissected. We've done it. Yes, good luck to their journey. See you later. I think this year is a new path, new journey for the Dragons. We've got some new speedsters in our side, including Holmes and Gutho. I think Cook coming in, I think he is excellent. Him and Little could play 9 together and work the power play as well. And their 9, I know Cookie can get very quick-witted with he can see a gap and he can go through it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to Ilias. I know last year he broke his foot or broke his leg. It was horrific, and I hope he can. I hope he plays well. We might not get a good 6 and 7. They might switch over, but I don't know. We don't know how they're going to play until the day they Flanagan and Ilias will play. But I'm hoping there's a positivity. I don't want them to give up in the second half. They have to play the whole 80 minutes. They're like the Panthers, the Panthers and like who else? The
Melbourne.
Storm,
Melbourne, yeah.
Melbourne Roosters. They don't give up. They play 80 minutes and even though they do a slip up, they still there the next set and they do better. We do a bad set, oh no, that's it. That's the game over. They can't. They have to learn. They're footballers and our life is it's a journey. Each game is getting better. Look at what happened on the Super Bowl. Look, the Chiefs didn't win. They got flogged. So every game is a different game, and they need to make sure they bring their passion, their their energy, their concentration, their gameplay, the game face, and not to give up. They need to show confidence.
Yeah. Coco, Gutho's been reported that he's bringing a huge positive attitude to training. So I hope that's true, and I hope everybody else picks up. Like you've seen us do it. You've seen us do it last year. We could play football.
Yeah.
We can play football.
Yep.
We can score tries. We can defend.
Yes.
And we've done that. We've got to do it, like you're saying, for 80 minutes. We can't do it in
Yeah, that's
patches.
right. Yep, that's right. I think that's what happened. We were winning the games we don't need to win, but the games we did need to win, it was like it didn't matter, and that's probably why we didn't make the 8, because it was one of those matches we really needed to win, but we didn't because we just like fought off the wagon. And that's why we need to play for 80 minutes. And even in that diet, there's some games last year that I saw from other games, from other teams, and it was neck and neck until the 80th, sometimes the 81st minute, because they had to go and that's what I want. We need that adrenaline to come into
We've
the
seen both
team and
sides.
just yeah.
We've seen both sides of that last year when we
Yeah.
we played the Broncos and they come back in the last 20 minutes. And then we've seen the other side when we played Parramatta late in the year.
Yeah.
We're getting absolutely trounced in that game.
Yep.
And like we came back in that game, so it's chalk and cheese with our team.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree. It's just and then it gets frustrating to watch because you're like, we know you can pay for 80, we can't do it for 50, and it's just like, come on, push yourself.
I understand. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to you now, Puff. What are you hoping for out of this season? As we said, no more Hunt, no more Lomax. We got players with a lot of experience like Gutho, Val Holmes, Damien Cook, plus the additions of Lachlan Elise and Emre Gula. Where do you see this season going? Do you think it's going to be? Do you think we'll be struggling with the bottom 4 teams like a lot of people think? Do you think we'll be on the fringe of finals? Do you think we could surprise people and push for 4? What are you hoping for from the team in Flano this year?
Well, pretty much from what I sort of said earlier on when we talked about Gutho, I think for me he's he's down in the trenches captain with the players. He's not just when the team's going well and then he starts playing well, and then if the team goes bad, then he falls away. Sometimes Parramatta had shocking games, and Gutho was still trying to play good footy and lift the team. And I think with us, that attitude, being an in the trenches sort of captain, I just think it's going to have a massive sign for the Dragons because, no disrespect to Ben, I just don't believe we had that with him. That's my personal feeling. He just didn't bring it. Gutho will bring that, and I think the club, the players are going to pick up on it. We've already heard how much he's doing it at training. He seems like he's really loving the new lease of life that he's going to have at the Dragons. So that whole, by the end, Hunt was sick of it. It's new for Gutho. So he's going to have this positive vibe and an energy that he's going to bring to the club. So as in terms of where we'll finish, I think other teams are going to... We've already been told that our halves are the worst half pairing in the comp. That's all admit. They say they are the worst 2 blokes you can have running a team. I love it. I love the fact that that's what everyone reckons. I think they're going to be... that's not going to actually pan out to be the case. I don't think that's going to happen. I think those guys will lift. I think Flano is going to guide the team around way, way better than what people think he's actually got the ability to do. Hunt never gave him the opportunity, so now we're going to find out. I think he'd be way better than what people think. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're in that 8. Maybe, we could even get a little bit. I just don't think we're going to be 13th and 12th, and like everyone keeps on saying down the bottom. I think this time, Holmes, Cook, Gutho, different Dragons, different mentality with Gutho at the back. We could be top 6 probably. That's a big call. People probably listening going, this guy's off his rocker. Get him off the show.
On Sunday night, my big prediction was we could finish as high as 4.
Well, yeah, mate. Yeah, that's probably not even ridiculous, mate. So I'm saying we're definitely in that 8 for sure. Definitely not out of the 8. That's my opinion.
And what are you hoping out of this year, Liam? What do you think is going to happen from the team? What do you want to see? And where do you see improvement based on what we saw last year? Is it a fresh start? What do you hope to see from the Dragons in 2025 with these new players coming into the club?
Me, I just want the Dragons to shut the critics up about us being tipped to come last with our first wooden spoon as joint venture club. I just don't like how everyone bags us out, especially like people who hate our club the most, like Buzz Rockfield, and some of the other bloody commentators or journalists. They need, if the Dragons can blast clear the water, blast through the rounds, flying high, just to shut those critics up and shove a sock down their freaking throat. And I've got the Dragons coming in the top 8.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, now we'll go to our predictions. So, as we said, we didn't have Puff, Coco, or Liam on the other night, and we did have predictions from Hasman, and we had some from Donnie as well as Who else did we have on? Yeah, and we did have
Kid.
And young Billy as well. But we'll go to we'll start with Coco. Coco, who do you think will be our player of the year this year? Who do you think? Without knowing who's going to have the big year, who do you think is going to have a big year for the Dragons? Who's going to be? Last year, Zach Lomax won the award. Who's going to win it this year? You think?
Oh, mate, that's hard. I think it's going to be one of the newbies because they're going to probably want to shine and make sure that their position is held. So that is so. Oh my God, she stumped me there, Jess. Maybe Cook or maybe Gutho. Maybe, yeah. It all depends. It seems like Gutherson is actually already proving people wrong, and he's doing the right thing. So I'm going to see, and maybe Elias. Maybe Elias might have a great year because he's in that prime position. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to say, I'll do a 3T. Okay, I'm going to do Cook, Gutho, Elias. There you go. That's my 3.
Okay, we'll have to watch this space, and we'll remember that when we have the review at the end of the year.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, Puff, leading try scorer. Who do you have as the Dragons' leading try scorer in 2025?
Leading try scorer. Well, I thought you were going to ask me the same question. Leading try scorer. Well, that's pretty early to try to come up with that one. How long have I got to think about it? I can't think of the team off the top of my head. I probably can't even think of who that could be. Huh?
You want us to come back? You think about
look, I'd like to take the question that you've actually asked Kogo about who. Yeah, and I think everyone knows exactly what I'm going to say. I'm not going to. I won't call him King Gutho. I'm going to call him Saint Gutho because you're Saint now.
Saint's higher than
He's gone from king. He's been. He's no longer knighted. He's sainthood now. So I think. Yeah, that's it. I think Gutho is going to do it by leadership. He might be obviously scoring a lot of tries, but I just think his involvement on the field, training, away from training. When has Gutherson ever, in all the years he's played football, any report in the paper of something that got him banned from the game or something for the club? Never, nothing. There's nothing. So that once again. Huh? Tipoludo, that's probably young. That could be that's probably he always scores. He always scores, that guy. I could probably go him or Jaden Sewer maybe. I think he gets out of the line a fair bit for a big body weight. But mate, so quickly just to answer the question, I think Gutho will be the player by quite a long way just by his example. And his past experience with Para as a captain, leader, all those things, his skill, his attitude, but also mainly he's never brought Parramatta into disrepute while being a captain of the club. And I think that's something that is going to help our club lift because we've had a few indiscretions whether players have been guilty or not. That's not so much the point. Our club has had this just repute given to it. Gutho is going to lift that massively. We may even get more sponsors in the years to come because Gutho's there. That's the sort of power that Gutho's got that no one else in our club actually has that, but he has it already because he's proved it.
Yep. Oh, Jess, do you want to mention the sponsors, mate?
Yep. And we are sponsored too by Complete Warehouse Solutions as well, family operated business based out of Lake Illawarra. And for those who didn't tune into Sunday's show, there is a bit of a bet going on this year between Donny, our main host, and our major sponsor in Jeff. So when the Dragons play Penrith in round 27, if the Dragons win, Jeff will have to wear a Dragons jersey and say, "Come on, Dragons fans, fire up!" And if the Panthers do win, Donny has to come on and do a VOD wearing a Panthers jersey. So tune in to watch that. We'll have to see how that unfolds by the first week of September this year. So it could be Penrith playing for the minor premiership. It could be Penrith resting players that they're got warming up for the finals and resting all their best players for that. And it could be us playing for that last spot in the top 8 as well, potentially. Liam, who do you see as the Dragons' top try scorer in 2025?
I'm going to go. My Dragons player of the year would be St. Gutho. Top try scorer would be. I'm going to pluck this out of the air and say Harold Sloan.
Yep.
Yeah, and my rookie of the year would be Loco Pacifica Tonga.
There you go.
All right, Coco. Are you still there, Coco? Yes, there you are.
She's on mute.
He's Coco with the mute.
I know. Sorry. Like my light is all the way over there, and I'm trying to say hello, darkness, my old friend.
She's
one
incognito.
that will suit you to a T. I know you love a rant, Coco.
Yep.
So who do you think that was underwhelming this year? They'll have a big year this year and say, I'm just gonna have a good year. They're gonna have a breakout year. Who do you think will rise out of the blocks and have a standout year, like a breakout year? Who do you think will have a big statement year, like of a player that you're not expecting?
Okay. You're going to probably be gobsmacked, but I'm just going to be like, I think it's going to be Flanagan, but it's to prove everyone that he's not like his dad. I think since that whole biting incident, I think that like whether he bit him or not, anyway, I think he's going to be like, nah, I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I'm not going to be like the teacher's pet because I'm like, the son of the coach. I think he might have a good year. I'm also hoping Valentine Holmes, I hope he has a good year too, coming from the Cowboys down to our club. I hope he shines as well. Also, I'm actually hoping, sorry, I'm just going on with my rant here. The Couchman brothers, I really hope that they shine this year and get their chance. I hope more games. Toby's been playing a lot. I hope Ryan gets to have his chance. And I just hope, I just want the Dragons to actually support the young players in our club with games, like I harp on about the Storm and I harp on about the Roosters, but they actually do support their juniors and they will be there when there's no Origin players or things and then look at them, they become better players as the seasons go on, and that's what I want our Dragons to be more like supportive with our young guys. And I think those Couchman brothers could go anywhere. They could be future stars of the NRL.
Good call.
Good call.
Thank you.
One
Thank
for
you.
you, Pup. So this one might be a spanner of the works. What's your bold prediction for the Dragons this year? What do you think that they will do that will take everyone off guard?
Well, by having the halves we got. That's the first thing that's put everybody. Mate, I've read a lot of the reports, mate, and our halves are copping it. They're getting bagged already. We haven't kicked the ball yet, and everyone's just saying, "Mate, Dragons halves are garbage, rubbish, can't play. They're going to come last." And I just love it. I think that's going to play into our hands. Actually, that's going to be the mistake I think that other teams are going to make by not actually rating who our halves actually are. And I think, as I said, Kyle Flanagan is a better footballer than the opportunities that he's been allowed to actually show. Because when you can throw a good 25-metre pass to a winger on the run, where you got guys around him, and Flanagan can do it. He's done it more than once. So a guy that can actually do that, he just doesn't get the ball. And I'm not going to go into why, because we know why he doesn't get the ball. But if he gets the ball, and now he's going to have the ball way more than he's ever had it before, we're going to see those passes to Paluto, whoever you say his name, and whether it's Sloan or whatever. I just think we're going to carve team to shreds, and I don't think a lot of teams know I don't think they're prepared for actually what's going to happen. And having Gutho, Holmes and Cook there, they're going to be three main guys that are going to cause this major upset that's why we're going to be sixth, like Big T said. You know, did you say maybe even 4, Tony? Did you say 4 maybe or 6?
I reckon we can put the highest 4.
Well, now that's anyone would go, Tony's out of his mind. But I actually don't think Tony out of his mind. I actually don't think you're out of your mind, mate.
I'm giving it all away for free.
I'm almost backing you, Big T, mate. I'm sort of just behind you saying 6 or whatever, but yeah, I just think the lack of respect for our team is what's going to be the undoing of the other teams.
Mate, I'm going to go in the middle, and I reckon Dragons going to finish in the top 5.
There you go. Nice.
You know, we were predicting this stuff the last few years, boys. We were always going, 12, 13. We were all predicting that sort of stuff. None of us are saying that now. So we've all changed our chant. We're all saying in the 8, even higher.
Coco, where do you have the Dragons finishing this year?
Oh, well, yeah, last year I said first. I was very going with my heart. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to say first. I think they can do it. Yeah, why not? They can come down. Everyone has been down the bottom for years, and as long as we have a good, strong spine and have a good coach, I think we can do it.
That's right.
You said about Blocker. Well, when I was on the podcast before, I was always one of the storages blokes about Laurie, because he does cop it. He cops a lot, but he's got a lot of bloody go, Blocker. He's just not as big as most of the forwards now. He's more in that Trent Merritt sort of build. He's just not quite tall enough. But the effort the Blocker puts in, there's almost no one that plays with the intensity the Blocker does. He's a real get your head down, get your head cracked, and run into people. And he does it. Whenever he's on the field, he plays his guts out. I've never seen Blocker play a 70% game. He'll bloody run till he can't get up. And they're the blokes that are very, very hard to replace. I'd rather a guy like Blocker than another bigger forward who's a lazy bastard who's just big and wants it easy. Blocker's not like that. He's running a brick wall for the Dragons. And to me, you can't buy those guys. They're massive for your club. Massive.
All right, we'll start looking ahead to this Sunday's game. We'll go through predictions and what do you think is going to happen. Not so much about getting the win, but obviously that would be nice, but building combinations. We'll start with the youngest man on the panel, Liam. So what do you think is going to happen in Sunday's trial?
I reckon we're just going to run riot over the Roosters reserve, maybe June under 20s team. I reckon we'll just run riot across the park, left, right, and through the middle over the Roosters. I'm going Dragons 50 plus.
50 plus. All right, Puff, what do you think is going to happen this weekend in this trial game?
I think we'll win. I think 50 plus might be a little bit too high. I'll say 24 to 12.
Yep. And do you think and how long do you think our best side will be out there? Do you think they'll be out there for one half or maybe 50 minutes? Do you think the young guys get to go in the second half? How do you think it's going to shape up?
Yeah, I definitely think Flano will be putting guys in the second half. I don't think he'll really be worrying too much about obviously he's going to want to win the game, so I'm not going to say he's not going to care if we lose. I was about to say that, which would be bloody stupid. But yeah, he'll definitely want to give the young guys a bit of a run just to see what combinations and who can work with who and what positions that they might be able to take up if guys get injured. And if I was Sloan, like, I wouldn't worry too much. Gutho's going to get injured at some point during the year because he always does. So Sloan could be spending half the year playing fullback anyway. But yeah, I think maybe 24-12, we win it. And I think he would probably play the best side that he can for most of the game. Because I think that first win, he's going to want to make sure that we win that first game. We're not going to want to lose that first game. So I don't think he'd be taking too many risks with you blokes.
Yep. All right, Coco, what do you hope's going to happen in this game on Sunday? A lot of young faces in this trial. Are you agreeing with Puff that we'll have our best side out there for most of the game and our young guys get a run in the second half, or maybe they swap it out like a regular game and they all share a decent amount of minutes? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think they should have like maybe if it's 80 minutes, like every 20 minutes, maybe they could swap. Or when it's crucial, have the fourth team like the first 20 and then swap with the young guys, and then again at second half have the young guys, and then have the main squad, and then see how that pans out. So then the young guys, I know it's a trial, but it is the Roosters. You never know. But but I think it's going to be close though. I think it's going to be like 20 to 24 to the Dragons. That's what I think.
Yep. And Big T, what are your thoughts on it? How do you see how do you think Flano will playing it around?
I think both packs sort of cancel each other out. You know, they're both good packs. I think our dummy half is better than their dummy halves. From Salsa Paketti down, I do not know any other player in the Roosters side. So you've got that back line of the Roosters, which I think we overpower the Roosters back line 10-1. Bunch of young kids. They got Dominic Young in their back line. Chad Townsend, very experienced. But when you get near players like McCaskey, Moriarty, Rodwell, Elliott, who knows those players? And our extended bench, I know we'll follow the Dragons, but I want to see Lawson have a good run and push for a start. You know what I mean? He's good. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I think they'll all get and these trials are running quarters as well. They have it's not like your normal premiership games where it's 40-minute halves. They still are 40-minute halves, but they do have a break.
Oh, yeah.
They do play 20-minute quarters, being trials, being this time of year being still quite hot. So yeah, they will. So I think maybe Coco could be onto something there. They could break it up after 20 minutes because there are 28 players named. So I think Flano will give them all a go at some stage in the game. We did see in the corresponding game last year that he had the best side on the field for the first 40, and then he brought the younger guys on and took the other guys off in the second 40. So
and I'm going to give you guys a heads up. For this weekend, we're supposed to have rain pretty much all weekend. So it's going to be a wet, rainy game at Cogra.
Anyway, I do think I'm going to go. I think the Dragons can win this one, but I don't think it's about. Yes, at the end of the day, you still want to win the game, but I think it's about building combinations, and then those combinations gel ahead of round one, and I think we'll see a bit more of an extended period where the best side will be on to the park for about 60 minutes in the Charity Shield next weekend. But yeah,
Jesse,
yep.
Sorry, mate, if I could just quickly ask Big T a question. Big T, if Lawson, I really want to see Lawson get a good run too, mate. And if Nathan Lawson actually did pick up an actual starting wing spot and play there for the majority of the year, who then misses out then? Sloan and Tupaluta. What happens there?
The question I cannot answer.
It's a good question, though.
It's a good question.
Because Lawson would have to take someone's spot.
I don't think he will. He won't be ready for another 6 to 8 months.
He'll play New
Oh,
South
okay,
Wales.
right. You think he's that far away from actually demanding a spot? Yeah,
I
okay.
haven't seen him in rugby league. I haven't seen him play rugby league. We'll find that out.
Has he ever played league as a kid? Has he got any league background at all?
Apparently not.
Oh.
I did see someone say he might have played rugby league at school, but
Right.
That's different to the NRL.
Yeah, of
oh,
course.
that's exactly right. Yeah, he playing school rugby league to NRL totally different. But yeah,
So you'd have to be good to take people to those Sport or Sloan to get one of those guys to actually be. You'd have to be very
As we said,
Michael O'Connor. Yeah. Well, he's hoping.
as
Yeah.
we said on Sunday, Puff, like you look at the Melbourne wing, Will Warbrick, he came over from rugby sevens. He didn't walk straight into the first grade side. It took him 2 years before he played in the NRL.
True.
And look at him now, he's one of the best wingers in the game. So does
Yep.
Nathan Lawson spend 12 months in New South Wales Cup?
How old is he?
League?
Is he 27 or something?
Or you
No,
mean
no,
Lawson?
sorry, Lawson.
26,
25.
27, I think he is.
Right, okay. And
He would
how
be
long did he
around
sign it for?
Jesse's age. He would be around.
I think
couple
it's
of
12
years, I
months
think.
contract at the moment.
Oh, that's all 12 months.
I think it's 12 months at the moment. Yeah.
Right,
He's
is
on-
that
he's
like
on-
is it match payment kind of thing? Is that what he's on?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
He's
I'm
on
not sure.
supplementary.
Okay.
So he can play from round one.
That's 120,000 plus. So supplement, the lowest paid league, it's 120,000. I think it is.
Yeah, well, okay.
All right. Well, that just about wraps us up for this evening. I'll hand it over you to Puff. You can sign us off and do your best. Come on, Dragons fans, fire up.
You want me to finish it? Oh, I
Yeah,
won't be
go
quite
right
there.
ahead. It's all yours, Puff.
Sign out. Sign out.
Okay, well, thanks, Jesse, for running it tonight, mate, and having us back on. We really appreciate Donnie Bell giving me a shout out to get me back on the podcast with everybody. Thanks, Scoop. Thanks, Coco. Thanks, Big T. Good to see you, mate. And well, going to do my best Donnie Bell impression. Oh wow, here we go. What time is it? What time of night is it?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Here we go. Okay, hope the police don't get. I'm surprised Donnie Bell's never gone to prison. Seriously, with the racket that guy causes. So before I do, so the game. Where's the game being played?
At Cogra,
What time?
7:30 on Sunday.
7:30 on Sunday night. Hey, Dragons fans, 7:30 Friday night at Cogra.
No, Sunday
Trial
night.
game against. Sorry,
Sunday night.
what did I say?
Friday
Sunday
night.
night. What did I say? Right again. Sunday night, 7:30 at Cogra. We get a trial game against the Roosters. So come on, Dragons fans, fire on!
Nice.
Was that good?
Absolutely loved it, Puff.
Oh, my wife's probably going, what's going on? There you go.
Here's the story. Johnny the Mad Dragon, that had my mother off my side. They were four fans, certainly obnoxious, but full of dragon's pride.
The story of the great Jesse Godfrey with Big T Coco and Mr. Rob. Never Jesse's crew, so fierce and passionate, and the red they shine true. Till the one day when
Johnny met young Jesse,
and they knew
it was much more than a hunt. That this group would form a fiery podcast. That's how we cut the Mad Dragons up. Mad Dragons up. Mad Dragons up. That's the way we became the Mad Dragons up. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Coco is at Pennell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of dragons, wins and tune victory. Tony and the MD crew will do their very best. Getting off topic and I digress with a red bee on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie, navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet bees. And so at Peddlers speak the tales and our prince is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast, under